if I tell you there is a tool out there that lets you do almost everything all in one place with your videos, audio, from converting, compressing, extracting, even adding subtitles, and so much more. Awesome, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. This is probably going to cost a fortune. But here's the twist. It's completely free, open source, and runs offline, which means no ads, no subscription, and totally secure. Trust me, I've been using it for a while now, and honestly, it's become my go-to tool for streaming and editing. My name is Arya, this is AZM Lab, and let me show you how to get this magical software. Now, this amazing software is called Shutter Encoder. If you've already been using it, awesome. If you haven't, let me show you how to get it. All you need to do is load up your favorite browser and copy this link, which I'll put in the description below, in the address bar, or you can type in www.shutterincoder.com or search Shutter Encoder on Google. Either way, we're going to load up this particular page. Now, here you're going to have the big green downloads button appearing on the main screen, as you can see in the middle. Again, it's been there like that for a long time, but if they do change it, there tends to be like some form of downloads tab at the top. But we're going to press the big green button and it's going to take us to the bottom of the page. Now, here's the thing with Shutter Encoder that's even more amazing is the fact that not only is available on Windows, it is also available on macOS and Linux. And as you can see on macOS, you also have the support for Intel as well as Apple Silicon, so it can be used on even old macOS systems. And again, you got the Linux support there. In our case, guys, we're going to be using Windows and the 64-bit, which these days, why would anybody even ask that? Nobody even uses 32-bit in 2025. But anyways, we're also going to be using the install version, not portable. So we're going to be selecting the install version here. Now, it's going to open up the downloads folder. Again, here you can change where the file gets downloaded to, but I'm going to keep it as the download folder. So I'm going to press save. And it's going to pop up that the file is being downloaded in the top right corner with most browsers. Now, I'm not going to be using that, and do not use that executable file, that option that appears in the corner. I'm going to be closing that down, and I'll explain in a moment why. Again, you're also going to get this page where you'll be able to donate to the developer of this software. And if you can, guys, support these guys that are creating these wonderful open source softwares, you can, but you do not need to, guys. As I said, this is completely free and open source. This is completely optional and it does not limit anything. As I've done it before, I'm just going to simply shut this down. And again, it says thanks for your download, which thank you for creating this amazing software. Now, I'm going to be shutting down all browser options here. Next, we're going to open up the download folder. Now, the reason we didn't actually use the executable file in the top right corner is, guys, with a lot of these open source softwares, they have this very annoying issue with Windows, because Windows picks them up as an unknown source because they're open source and they're not done by a major publisher, and Windows Defender tends to block them. Again, if you get that error, all you need to do is click on the text on the bottom kind of left corner and then say run anyway. And in my case, when I was installing it, we're just given an error. And all you need to do to kind of override these situations is simple. Again, sometimes Windows Defender still picks them up, but either way, all you need to do is right click on the executable file that you downloaded and select run as administrator. Now, I'm going to be doing that. And again, it's going to give us another pop-up like this where it says it's an unknown publisher, you know, because it does that. But again, in here, we're just going to say yes if you do get that error. Now, I'm going to be shutting the download folder because we don't need it. Another awesome thing with Shutter Encoder is that you can actually select numerous different languages, which is amazing for this sort of software, considering it's completely free. So again, you got plenty of options there, but we're going to be selecting English. We're going to say OK. and I accept the agreements. Again, do read the agreements and so on, guys. And you can again select where you can install a tool and whatnot. And again, we're going to be selecting next. Now here, we do not need to create a quick launch shortcut. We don't need that, but leave the create a desktop shortcut ticked. And I'll explain in a little bit why. We're going to be pressing next and we're going to be pressing install. Now, because it's such a small file, which is also amazing in terms of the fact that it doesn't use a huge amount of resources, it's going to install pretty damn quick. Now, we don't need to launch Shutter Encoder yet, so I'm going to untick that and press finish. Now, as soon as your installation is done, as you can see, you're going to have two Shutter Encoder options appearing on your desktop. The reason I selected so they appear on the desktop is so I can get both of these options, because one of them is just a standard Shutter Encoder. And the reason I say standard is because this option is there for you to be able to use it on integrated graphics or kind of older systems and that sort of thing. So it's not as resource heavy, shall we say. Now, the other one is called Shutter Encoder OpenGL. Now, with that one, if like me, you have a dedicated graphics card like NVIDIA, AMD, so on and so forth, and pretty decent system, then that is the option that you want to go for because it's quicker and it uses your dedicated, systems and so on. Again, if I would have not selected the desktop icons, then it would have only given me the Shutter Encoder file appearing in the start menu and so on. And in order to get the OpenGL, you have to go through the folders and that sort of thing. It just takes forever. This makes it so much easier. And now in this case, all I need to do is the one that I'm not going to use is just simply get rid of it. Now, as soon as you open up or Shutter Encoder, OpenGL in this case, guys, you're going to be welcomed with this amazing simple UI, which is just fantastic. You got the browse, you got the clear, and you got the drop file here. So you can basically drop files into this box, but also guys, you can select through the browse option or even drag multiple files into this sort of a box here. And that's just such an amazing quality of life because it allows you to edit multiple files, make changes to them at the same time without having to keep repeating the same process. Obviously, the ultimate time it takes to process the whole thing, because it will do each individual files one at a time, it will be roughly about the same. It just makes things a lot simpler. So really appreciate that, guys. And again, you got the clear option. Simple, you just clear the files that's in this Dropbox, and then you got the choose the function. Now here, guys, you get so many options. You get the options to extract, if you want to extract audio and that sort of thing from a video. You get merging of videos, you got rewrap, you got sound conversion. So say for example, you captured some from a podcast or something, and it's in a file format that is now not working with the editing software, whether it's by accident or whatever, you can just simply select, drop the file that you got, say, I don't know, in maybe an AC3 into the drop file here, and you want to convert it to MP3, you just simply select MP3 and you can actually select the bitrate here. As you can see, you can make bunch of other adjustments even to a sound file here, so you got even more kind of transitions and all sorts, so you can make all sorts of adjustments there as well, and just simply press start function. Or for example, you can even select, say, you got an AV1 file and you want to convert it to H.264, which sometimes I do. I simply just drop the AV1 file into the Dropbox there and just select this H.264. And then with these, with the videos, you get so much more options. You get like audio settings, cropping, overlays, watermarks, transitions, like even color grading, just so many options from that, which is amazing. I can select different formats and that sort of thing. Again, if you got, like, for example, situations when you need to handle broadcast files or convert your file to a file format that is bigger and more detailed, like these broadcast formats, again, you got options there as well. You can even convert to these sort of older formats if you got a very old system and convert from it's just amazing. Again, you also have image creation. You got ability to rip, you know, burn DVDs and Blu-rays. So you can kind of make those side of things there as well, which is just fantastic. You can download videos, which I'll cover in another video as well. So there's just so many amazing options. And just to give you an example, I've got like here an MP4 file, but in a lot of circumstances for me, I would probably have like an MOV file that are like huge in file size that I need to capture and edit in MOV. But because of the time it takes to upload, I need to then compress them. There are compressing softwares out there, but I don't need to open up multiple softwares. I can do it all in here. And I just simply drop the file. In this case, I'm actually using an MP4 file. And all I do is just simply drop it here, just to give you an example. Then I go rewrap. So because I'm changing and wrapping it in a different format. And let's just say, okay, let's select MKV. I'm just going to select MKV. I can make some adjustments on this side. I don't need to. Now, you got the option where it says, again, open destination at the end, which means when the file is kind of done, that's where it's kind of go to. I can change it by selecting this, but it's the same as source. Again, because I've already selected it from desktop, I'm just going to keep it the same as source. And all you do is just simply press this button, start function, once everything's set. Now, let me show you something awesome. When you minimize it, it actually opens up this sort of a menu on the right hand side. And as you can see, as you hover over it, it highlights it. So you can see your progress. But as you hover out of it, it actually kind of fades away. So when you're doing sort of editing and other works, it doesn't distract you, but you can still see it. If you got like loads and loads of different files that you're editing, you know, and you're kind of doing the work on, you know, on this software, you can kind of do all this stuff without it being too distracting. Just very awesome attention to this, you know, attention to the details and that sort of thing, which is amazing. And let me show you. As you can see, now that the file is finished, when you go right click on it and you go to properties, there you go, you got MKV. So again, I've also had circumstances where I wanted my video and I wanted to take out a piece of sound out of it. You can even do that so where it kind of downloads the video and kind of extract the sound, so I can then use that sound in a segment in something else. It's just awesome. Again, I'm still discovering because there's so much that you can do. So guys, go and check it out. It's definitely going to be one magical tool that you're going to use for so many things. I hope this video has helped, and if it has, don't forget, smash that like button and do drop your comments, guys. Love to hear of free tools that are out there, guys. Love to kind of share these ideas and that sort of thing. And again, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because there's going to be more videos on free tools, guys, on simple fixes, streaming stuff coming soon as well. And again, guys, as I mentioned, love to hear your comments on the channel and how I can improve things. I want to make a channel that's perfect for everyone. Until next time, guys, take care and peace.